Hey everyone, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Natt. I'm Kayla's husband. I'm currently a pediatric resident, and to do something like this is extremely awkward for me. So I hope it doesn't come across that way, and I hope you guys get something out of it. But Kayla has kind of written my story down a few times, but it can be a lengthy one, so she asked me to make this video, and so here we are. So for those of you who have not seen the story before, I've been dealing with GI issues for quite some time. It kind of goes all the way back to high school. I was in high school, I didn't think much of it. I was having a little heartburn and having some GI issues, some upset stomach, but really wasn't too bad. So I just kind of, didn't really think much of it. It wasn't really until I got to medical school that it started to get worse. I started having daily heartburn, just constant, wouldn't go away. Take tons of Tums, Prilosec over the counter, doesn't matter. I was going to have heartburn all day. And then also I was having a lot of GI issues, like having to run to the bathroom after eating, even started having fevers and just intense abdominal pain. Just really wasn't any rhyme or reason to it. It would just come and go, and when it would hit hard. At first, being a doctor, they say doctors are the worst patients, and it's true. I didn't tell anybody because I knew what those symptoms would lead me to, and I didn't want anything to do with that. And so I just kind of, toughed through it, didn't really say much, but it got to the point where I just couldn't get through a day, just laying on the couch, just in so much pain. And Kayla finally told Kayla, and she said enough was enough, and so we went to the doctor. Going to the doctor, they ended up doing a EGD or an endoscopy and a colonoscopy on me. As far as the EGD goes, I had tons of scarring from my reflux. They said my reflux was so bad that they were seeing scarring in my esophagus like a 60-year-old man. And for me, that was pretty scary, because being in medical school, I know that damage from reflux and scarring, leads to an increased risk of cancer. And so to me, that was a pretty big deal, being 25, 26 and, hearing that. And then on my colonoscopy, they didn't really find anything concrete. I just saw a lot of inflammation, said it was definitely some form of IBS and maybe some gluten intolerance, which for the people that know me, no, I'm not going to stop eating gluten. It's a staple of my diet, so that was unrealistic for me. I tried it at first and it helped a little bit, but didn't really help a lot. I was still having GI issues and still, in a lot of pain, taking daily acid reflux medicine, like strong acid reflux medicine, and still just having lingering symptoms. So it was around that time that Kayla started, this 3-step process to kind of address her gut health, and address, her microbiome or her good bacteria in her gut. And at first I was pretty skeptical. I'm not gonna lie. Being in medicine, I like things, everything has to be backed up by something, everything has to have an article for it, and so I was pretty skeptical at first. And so, at first I was like, that's not really for me. I'll keep doing my bottle of Tums and keep pushing through it. But it wasn't, maybe a few months later, I was still, just struggling with my symptoms. And so I decided, what's it gonna hurt? So I researched the system, I researched the 3 steps, and, it made a lot of sense to me. The system is designed to restore your gut health, make the environment in your gut bad for bad bacteria, so it dies off and the good bacteria can replenish itself and thrive. And it all made sense of how it would work, about restoring the balance in my gut and kind of helping with my symptoms. So I decided to try it. It didn't work right away. It wasn't instant, but over a week or so, I could start to see a slow, decline in the amount of symptoms I was having, the amount of heartburn especially. That was the easiest, because that was pretty much constant all day. But after a few weeks, man, it worked great. Wasn't having to take Tums to school anymore. Was doing well with, not running to the bathroom after every meal. And really, it was just really, really good results. I really have minimal symptoms now. Every once in a while, I might have a little bit of heartburn, but really minimal, especially compared to what it was like. I mean, restoring my gut health and just kind of getting everything back in balance has really helped with just everything top to bottom. So, um, you know, it worked for me. The 3-step system, you know, kind of helped me with my symptoms, um, and that, you know, that's just kind of my story. Um, that was talking about all that is super awkward for me. I don't. For those of you that know me, I'm pretty quiet and definitely don't like to talk about myself. But hopefully, you know, you got something out of that, and if it resonated with you, hopefully, you know, um, you can take something from it. Um, like I said, Kayla's, you know, written that story, you know, a bunch of times, but now hopefully being in a video, it kind of makes a little bit more sense, and you kind of get the whole picture. So, hope you guys got something out of that. Hope you guys have a great night, and